Evening, YouTube. Well, I say evening. It's only evening if you are here in the UK. If you're around the world, which, as we learn, is a real thing, you could be anywhere. It could be any time. It's exciting, isn't it, when you think about that? What a crazy world we live in. My name is Simon. Thank you very much for joining me on this Thursday evening. If you are brand new to my YouTube channel, couple of things. I should have put this in the video title. I didn't. I'll go do it now. I'll do it now as we talk, because that'd be fun. We just surpassed 70,000 subscribers here on my YouTube channel, which is crazy. I'm literally going to write it in now. You'll see it pop up. 70k subscriber special in caps, because that's what we do in YouTube. So everyone always says they enjoy these Q&As. So I thought, look, couple of things. One, thank you to everybody who has subscribed. Genuinely crazy I've ever got to 70,000 subs, given that I don't obey any of the YouTube rules. And yeah, I mean, we always do this, cheap plug, we always do this once a week on my Patreon. You can join those, patreon.com/Simon316. There's a link in the description below, but because people like them, I was like, look, we just went past 70,000 subscribers. That's crazy to me. I like to give something back to everybody that made sure I got there to begin with. That is you. So I tip my head to you, and I say thank you very much. Let's keep this crazy ride going. Again, I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Simon316. If you're into my wrestling stuff, simonmiller.bigcartel.com. That's it. Basically, this is how it works. You can ask me anything you want. There's no rules. There's no topics that you're not allowed to mention. If I don't want to, here's how it works, right? Just, you know how YouTube is. You can do super chat. You can see the super chat below the chat right now. It's got a little dollar sign in it. You click that. Anyone that puts money in the super chat will 100% get their question answered. If I don't want to answer it, I think it's morally ambiguous, I will still read it out depending on what it says. If you're like full of expletives, I won't. But yeah, that's it. I don't know what else I'm trying to say. That's how it works. And then we'll pick a few random ones that come through. And yeah, we'll just answer as many as we can. Answer as many as I can, I should say. And then we'll go from there. It's also good because I wanted to try some more evening streams. Not as late as I was going to do it. But like I say, it's 5:30. It's 5:30 p.m. BST over here in the UK. So if it does well, I know this is a good time. I'll jot it down. And if it bombs, you'll never see a live stream from me again at 5:30 p.m. BST. First one is there. Rick Fowler in the super chat. When you have a super chat, you get a hand on the heart. Do you miss the Cultaholic guys at all? It depends what you mean by the word miss. I don't miss them in the sense that they're still my friends and we still talk and we still catch up. I mean, I miss them like I miss all my friends if I haven't seen them in a while. But they're smashing it over there. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier for them. We're doing our thing on What Culture. I think What Culture's, better than it ever has been right now. Just my opinion. You do not have to agree, as many people like to tell me they don't. But yeah, it's the way I always saw that, as we've discussed before, it was just a work thing. They wanted to go off and do their own thing. I was happy doing my thing. That was that, and here we are today. Shout out to Never Forgetful in the super chat. Just want to know how your day has been today, man. That's very nice, Never Forgetful. What did I do today? Well, I woke up. We'll do a day in the life of Miller quickly. I woke up. I did my cardio, my fasted cardio after drinking my BCAAs, as I always do. And then I had my breakfast. I just eat throughout the day. We don't need to get into that. I just eat throughout the day. What's the first bit of work I did? I did a list for What Culture, got that uploaded. Then I did a why video for What Culture. I got that uploaded too. Then I went to Asda at lunch because I needed some food. It's exciting, isn't it? What did I do when I came back? I recorded a podcast with my man Tim that will go live tomorrow. It's the Patreon edition of the podcast. Again, cheap plug. You can join a Patreon tier. You can come on the podcast, patreon.com/Simon316. I then edited a Rock Reacts video that will be up at some point in the future. And then I planned some stuff for tomorrow. And now I'm here doing this. And that is my working day. Actually, I'll be honest with you, that's quite a light day for me. Usually I like to be go, 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 go. But it's one of those, I won't call it a slow day. But sometimes you just got to, I sorted out some admin as well. I did some expenses and boring stuff like that. Shout out to Helen Morley in the super chat who just put some money in the super chat. That's very kind. I always appreciate the support. A lot of people always send me messages saying, Miller, can you do a workout video? Miller, can you do a workout video? I don't know what I'm going to do when it comes to that kind of stuff because look, I love everybody, right? I really, really do. But the biggest assholes on the internet are gym bros. They're worse than crazy wrestling fans. They're worse than crazy video game fans. They are the worst. And all I do is I get pelted with people telling me I'm doing this wrong and I'm doing that wrong and I'm an idiot, so on and so forth. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't need this in my life. Hence why it's the only video ever. We did that one about my push workout. I turned the comments off. because it was just annoying me. And I was like, for my own mental health sake, I was like, Simon, if you can't handle it, which for some reason you can't, just turn them off. So I turned them off. So I may do some stuff. I'll think about it, is the question. Bobby AJ in the super chat says, Simon, what made you want to become a wrestler and become the Wyback? Also, where do you plan to take your career after Defiant if you ever leave them? Well, I never leave Defiant. As long as they want to book me, I'll be there because I feel a huge sense of loyalty to them, and also I like working their shows. They're really cool. They're well produced. They go on YouTube, which is a great platform, as we know. We're using it right now. So no, I'll never leave Defiant. When they come back in October, I hope to be there as long as they'll have me. In terms of what made me want to become a wrestler, this wasn't my first attempt. I tried twice in my 20s, but as I'm more than happy to talk about, the reason that I didn't make it, quote unquote, is because mentally I wasn't ready. I really didn't get comfortable in my own skin until I was past my 30th birthday, which is, I think it happens to a lot of people. And I went through nothing major, but I went through some changes in my life, just, moving and relationships breaking up or whatever. And I kind of sat down and I said to myself, as I want to do, what do you want to make sure you've achieved before the end comes? A bit negative, but you know what I mean. And one of them was just having a wrestling match to say that I've done it. And the way that my brain has always worked, if you're a long-time watcher of my channel, you would have noticed the alcohol vlog we did ages ago and why I don't drink alcohol. Same kind of mindset. It was, I don't want to drink anymore, which is the cliche, the stereotype, but I meant it, so I didn't drink anymore. I just stopped drinking because that's just the way my brain worked. It was the same with wrestling. As soon as I decided that I wanted to be a wrestler, I think I went to training within 2 weeks. I found a place to go and I went. That's when I pitched the idea to What Culture and said maybe we can do a documentary on it, which we did. And it just kind of spiraled from there to the point now I can't imagine my life without it. And hopefully it continues to evolve and progress and so on and so forth. Become the Wyback. I can't claim credit for Wyback. Wyback was made up by the lovely internet community, which is always on point, always quick-witted. It does make my laugh. But that's what it was. It was just something in the back of my mind I knew I always wanted to do. And I guess it ties into the cliche, third time's a charm. And I've still got a long way to go. Obviously, incredibly inexperienced, as we know, but getting more matches each and every week. I saw somebody else asking, where else am I working other than Defiant? Well, I've got bookings throughout the summer. I'm working for EWE. I'm working for New Force Wrestling. I'm working for Kapow. I'm working for, loads. I've got loads of bookings, and what I'm hoping to do is get experience and enter 2020 with people actually going, hey, man, that YouTuber's an all right wrestler. Jeff Raidmaker in the super chat. Did you do one of those selfies with the old man filter? And if so, do you now have a legal proof that Goldberg is your dad? Yeah. If you head on over to my Instagram right now at Simon316, if you give me a follow on there, that would rock. You can see I did it. I joined in the craziness, and I did an old man thing, and I do look like Goldberg. There's no point pretending otherwise. That thing turned me into... I look like... You don't know what my dad looks like, but I look like a mixture of my dad and Goldberg. So you can check that out now at Instagram, SimonMiller316. And you're right, Jeff. You're right. That legally, if no one believes me, I can now show them that, and they'll be like, fair enough. Lincoln Jadommi. Good name, Lincoln Jadommi. How do you record for What Culture? Well, you're kind of looking at it right now. I can't really show you. I have 4 studio lights that I'm trying to look at so you can see. I've got a green screen behind me. That's the big Y background we've got. I've got 2 cameras. One's a backup camera. One is my good camera. And I have a Zoom X1, H1 I should say. I think it's an H1, yeah. And I have a lapel mic, and I put all those things together. And I basically turned my lounge into a MIDI studio. Not going to lie, I'm going to have to move eventually. I've grown out of this. And it can be a right nightmare to have a studio in your lounge. But look, it's worked really well for me. It's a lot of fun. I love my job. But yeah, that's how I do it. I built myself a studio because why the hell not? Nick C in the super chat. Which actor from the MCU would you want to meet? Hand on heart. Damn right. Which actor from the MCU would... probably... Well, that's a difficult question now I think about it. Ultimately, probably Chris Hemsworth, because the Thor movies, ever since Thor went nuts, he quickly became my favorite Marvel character. So I guess Chris Hemsworth. I'd like to be Scarlett Johansson, because I think she's quite an interesting person, and she speaks up for herself and causes controversy all the time, so I imagine she'd be interesting to talk to. Who else? I'd probably say Chris Hemsworth. I don't know why. I say Chris Hemsworth, how do you feel like bulking up for Thor and then losing all that muscle? That must be really weird as a guy that tries to maintain mass all year round. So that's who I'd pick. Alucard Fahrenheit, with the greatest name of all time. Just to say that you are so handsome, hot, and sexy. Well, there you go. Not only do you have the greatest name of all time, you made me blush a bit. But that's very kind. I would never say those things, but it's rude not to accept a compliment, as my mum used to say. So thank you very much, Alucard. That's very nice. Maggot Music 757 in Super Chat. Have you or your band ever gone on tour of any kind, or at least play out of town? I'd love to see more from your music side, like a music video. Well, you can check out loads of music videos. If you just search for MG and the Juggernaut in YouTube right now, there's loads of music videos. The ones that I would push you towards listening would be Never in Secret and Dark Fight. They're the two songs that I'm most pleased about. If you want to see when we're progressing as a band, listen to Running, Back to You. I mean, honestly, man, like in my mid-20s, I was real serious about trying to make the band a big deal. We toured everywhere. I remember one time I had a deadline when I worked as an editor, and I lived in Bournemouth at the time. I went back to Bournemouth to make sure I got my cover signed off before leaving again to go back on this tour. But yeah, we went everywhere. Brighton, Leicester, Nottingham, Northampton, Tunbridge Wells. I think we played in Leeds once, London. We played down in everywhere. We played loads in Bournemouth, obviously Southampton. Yeah, we went everywhere and we tried. And then eventually you kind of start realizing, well, it's fun, but we're not really getting anywhere. But hopefully that's going to change soon. We are planning to do some shows very soon in the future. We're just coming up with a new setup at the moment to ensure not only that we can enjoy it more, that other people can enjoy it more too. So yes, I will have some announcements about my band going back on the road. It will probably be it's probably going to be a gig either in London or down on the South Coast, because the band was born in the South Coast. But yeah, if you just search MG and the Juggernaut, you can learn all about my band. I've gone on a little bit of a hiatus publicly, but behind the scenes, we're still working away, and yeah, we'll have some stuff too. James MacArthur in Super Chat. What tunes are on your workout playlist? Well, what I usually do is I just load up Apple Music and I hit shuffle. But some of the things that I have been listening to, if I just get up my phone here, the new Heart of a Coward album. They are a band from Milton Keynes over here in the UK. The Unsated, the new stock from Slipknot, I really, really like. I'm listening to With All Their Might by Discarnate, which is an album from a British band too. The new Periphery album, Periphery 4, I like that a lot. Ice Nine Kills, The Silver Scream. Where else? Trivium, Metallica, whatever comes on. Alter Bridge, the Eminem, all that it's kind of basic stuff. Band called Symphony X that I really like. There's my band, MG and Juggernaut, I'm there too. But I don't really have a playlist because I like to be surprised. Obviously, being a wrestling fan, I like it when the music just pops and takes me. But they are some of the ones that I've been going through recently. Alter Bridge has been on my list a lot recently. Don't know why. I guess because they released a new song, so I went back to listen to them. Right, the super chat's gone nuts as it always does because YouTube is crazy. Yet we've done that one. Undead FP Goo in super chat. Hi, I know you're into metal music. Have you checked out Invisions, UK metalcore band? They are really good, screams and cleans. You know I love your vids. Thank you, Undead. I appreciate it. I haven't ever heard of them. Invisions. Well, there we go. Next time I go to the gym, I will listen to Invisions. Done. And I'm all about UK metalcore bands. They're really good. I'm thinking of people like I can't think of their stupid name now. Anyway. Thanks, Brain. But I'll definitely check them out. I've never heard of them, though. But any new music, please send them to me. I'm all about new music. I love new music, always. Nicholas Wolf. Hand on heart. I know you talked about why you don't do workout videos, but I love them. You are one of my favorite YouTubers. Well, Nicholas, that is very kind. I always appreciate when people say that. That blows my brain a little bit, too. Because I know I'm quite small fry compared to some. But to think that I'm able to win you over that much, nothing wrong with that. We will do more workout videos. I just need to figure out a way to get rid of the assholes. Because look, man, I'm not afraid to talk about it. That's the one thing that gets me. And I don't know why. Nothing else gets me. You can say whatever you want. But that's how the human brain works. But we will figure out a way to do it. Because I do enjoy doing them. And people like yourself, Nicholas, who are receptive. Yeah, it's nice to chat. Even if you don't agree, that's fine. But people just seem to get so mad. And also with everything else, like it bleeds across to like other social media areas. So like somebody may not agree with my wrestling opinion, which is fine, I don't care, but it exists within YouTube. But with the gym stuff, it spills over into Instagram and Twitter and people going, oh, million videos, blah, blah, blah. You know, what are you doing? You've actually gone out of your way to carry on this conversation. Gym people are crazy. Cody Brown in Super Chat, why or what made you start Why? I always want this story to be better than it is. So when I was working for What Culture, I noticed that everybody there had a series. And I thought, well, I'd like a series. So I said to the person that runs the website, would you mind if I pitched you some ideas? And he said, yes, of course. So I came up with the Why series. And one of my examples was why John Cena is the best wrestler ever. I was like, I obviously don't think that, but it may be a good devil's advocate topic to get people talking, clicking, commenting, all the things you want from YouTube. And then when I was doing them, I thought I needed some kind of catchphrase, going across all the usual boring tropes that people do. So I thought I can go, why John Cena is the greatest wrestler ever. Why? Here's why. I just had a nice ring to it, a bit boring, but I thought whatever. But again, it was a little bit dry, so I thought I need to put something in between the why, here's why. So completely off the cuff one day, I went, why? Here's why. I don't know why I did it. There's no reason. My brain just said, hit me. I said, okay. And then when I looked through the comments, I saw a lot of people going, did he just slap himself in the head? So on and so forth. So I did a next video and the video after that. And people kept asking me what I was doing until I thought I'm just going to slap every part of my body. And that seemed to get a reaction. It's much like a sign at a wrestling show. And somehow from there, we've evolved into this. I don't get it either, but I'm damn happy it happened. Justin Piccioni, I'm going to go with in the super chat. What's the best Kanye song you reacted to and why? I'm going to have to get it up because I forget the names of Kanye songs. Runaway. I didn't have to look. Runaway is my favorite Kanye song. Not only do I think it's an incredible piece of work, but that piano at the start, the ding, ding, is just... It gets you straight away, and you think that's amazing. It's one note on a piano or a keyboard or whatever you want to call it, and it manages to evoke so many emotions and prepare you for what you're about to hear. I think it's an incredible song. I think the bit at the end when he's just making noise is somehow harmoniously beautiful. While Kanye West, the person, is nuts, his music is beyond words. He is a very, very talented guy, and I can completely understand why he's become this... musical guru. 116 Gaming in the super chat. Hope after the stream you could check out the fan art I made this time. I think it's pretty cool. Hope you had a good day. I heard you teasing about this, my friend. I promise you I will 100% check that out, and I will 100% share it on social media. I want to thank you very much for putting in the time, the effort. You have no idea how much that stuff means to me. It puts a massive smile on my face, so I really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. I'm excited to see it, genuinely. And just know that when I'm watching it or seeing it, or however you've delivered it, I'll be over the moon. So, and I appreciate the effort, dude. I really do. That's really, really good of you. Jeffrey Pridemore. He knows me too well. In the super chat, who are your musical heroes other than James Hetfield? James Hetfield would be number one. Otherwise, there's a guitarist in Symphony X called Michael Romeo. I think the guy's amazing. Also, the lead singer of that band, Russell Allen. I think those two together are just a force that no one really knows about because they're such a niche band. Freddie Mercury is... just a behemoth when it comes to music. Like, I still can't get over a guy who can sing like that and hit those kind of notes and write those kind of things. So he'll always be there. Who else musically do I sort of really change my life and really vibe with? That's a great question. I mean, I wouldn't say he's a hero. Hero's a bit strong, but when I was really young, the first kind of pop star that knocked me off my feet was Elton John. There's a song called... Sacrifice, I think. I think it's My Sacrifice. No, Mike's have as a Creed song. I think it's just called Sacrifice. It's really cheesy ballad. But when I was a kid, like I say, it just spoke to me, and that got me into wanting to learn more about Elton John. I wouldn't call him a hero. It's a bit much. But he definitely had a massive influence on me understanding, my musical connotations. Lemmy probably. I know he's passed away now, but Lemmy was just so unrelenting with his style, and he didn't change for anyone. He didn't give a shit, and everybody loved him. It's hard to do away with that. And then you obviously got, Ozzy Osbourne and all the normal people that you would imagine, Iommi, everyone like that. Just it does have an effect on you when you start learning about metal and when it came from. Also, the Diamond Head guys. I can't remember the Diamond Head guy's name now. I used to. It's just gone in my head. But Diamond Head, especially from the new wave of British heavy metal. Oh, massive, massive influence. Bruce Dickinson. I'm just going to name people. But yeah, it's all the... Yeah, and Judas Priest. Rob Halford. Thanks, brain. What's wrong with my brain? Yeah, all those guys are just like the best. The best. Sean Gilhorn, always supporters. I appreciate it. Hey, Simon, no questions today. Just showing appreciation for your constant positivity and amazing content. Thanks and keep it up. That's real nice of you, Sean. I appreciate that. Especially on today, a day where we hit 70,000 subscribers, which is... bonkers to say the least on this channel where I just have fun and muck around. Because everybody on YouTube says, you have to come up, and they're right, they're not wrong, they're 100% right, but they say you should come up with one idea and you should focus on it. It does work, of course. If you have a reaction channel, if you have a wrestling channel, have a football channel, a gaming channel, people know what they're coming for. But I was like, I want my channel just to be it's my creative outlet to do things and to talk to people. So while it may never blow up, the fact we've got to 70,000 subscribers and I got a bunch of people watching me right now, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Bobby AJ, in the super chat, would you ever go heel and defiant? Bro, I am waiting. I'm going to do this plea now. I would like any UK promotion to get in touch. I understand you need to think I'm worth it first. That's fine. I'm not saying I deserve it. But any UK promotion that wants me to go heel, I got the character ready. I got the costume. I got the music. I have prepped everything. All I need is a chance. And I'll say this now to anyone listening. If you are a UK-based citizen and you have a local promotion that you would like to see me, please tweet me that promotion at Simon316 and I will send my wrestling booking email out to them this evening. And I will also and put in, please let me be heel. I would go. The story has to be right. I don't just want to turn heel for the sake of it, or I'll enter a promotion heel because that's different and people don't know how you're going to be. I long for that day. A lot of people don't think I can play heel, and maybe I can't. I don't know, but I think I could do it. So soon. Undead FB Jew. Their album is Between You and Me. I will check it out. Like I say, the chat stores. So I'll go. I'll remember all of this. I'll write it down in my phone. I will listen to it. And next time we do a show, I'll let you know what I think. And I'll tweet out about it as well. And I'll tweet the band. Even if it's rubbish and I hate it, well, I won't tweet them then. That's an asshole thing to do. Fodbold Logo Cup, amazing name, in the super chat. Who's your favourite wrestler beside Repo Man? Well, my favourite ever, it's a real cop-out answer, is Stone Cold Steve Austin / Bret Hart. And the only reason I say that is because how they arrived into my sphere of influence when I was getting into wrestling. Because Bret Hart was the first guy I ever saw on TV. I was flicking through channels when I was really young, and I saw him put a sharpshooter on someone. I was like, what the hell is that? And the fact he was wearing pink and black tights, and he had long hair. When I was a kid, I really wanted long hair. I don't know why. And, you know, he made his matches look so real. He was so easy to enjoy. And then a couple of years later, when Stone Cold Steve Austin blew up and I was, you know, getting into my adolescence and things like that, how could you not think he was the coolest guy ever? Because he was the coolest guy ever. So I don't think I would be a wrestling fan if it wasn't because of that transition from Bret Hart to Stone Cold Steve Austin, which is why I throw it in there. In terms of people around that, because that's more interesting, it would be Macho Man Randy Savage, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Who else did I really like when I was a kid? I mean, I did like Goldberg when I was a bit older. There's no point pretending otherwise. I don't really think anybody couldn't. He just went and smashed people up. Who else did I? It's some weird. I never liked him, but when Ahmed Johnson turned heel and joined the Nation of Domination, I was absolutely devastated. To this day, I don't know why. I was not a big Ahmed Johnson fan, but it just bothered me. Maybe I just didn't like the injustice of it all. I was like, this is absolutely disgusting. And obviously Repo Man as well, of course. Repo Man, people think it's a joke. It's not. Repo Man is one of those wrestlers you could only do in WWE, and that's why it's the greatest thing ever. I'm just scanning through the comments to make sure I haven't missed any super chats, because that would make me an asshole, and sometimes the huge chat goes nuts. Cody Brown, in the super chat, head slaps, another part of your Goldberg persona. Yeah, I guess it is. He kind of slaps around, doesn't he? I'll take it all. I'm going to bring in all. People say that sometimes. Oh, Miller, why are you using the YouTube stuff in wrestling? Why wouldn't I use the YouTube stuff in wrestling? A, I'm really proud of it. B, I think it's really fun. And C, it's stupid. While I take wrestling seriously, I do not take myself seriously. Hence why I now wear a pair of shorts that say "Y" over the ass. Like, I'm well aware of it. I'm well aware of it, how stupid it is. But I'm also all right with it. Right? I think we've caught up with the super chats now, which is good. If I have missed yours, let me know, and I'll make sure I get back to it. But I'm 99% sure. If you have joined, like I say, you can ask anything in the super chat and I will read it out or answer it. There's no rules. There's no regulations. If you say something, a word I'm not going to read out, I'll skip that. And if it's morally wrong, I will make sure to tell you it's morally wrong, but I will still ask it. If you were offered a one-off appearance for WWE or AEW, would you take it? 100% yes. I mean, A, who wouldn't? But also, B, I completely buy into the idea that you don't turn opportunities down. You embrace opportunities and you see where you go. Because you could do something with WWE or AEW and maybe it opens the door to something else. You just don't know. Who's your pick, Undertaker or Sting? Well, I was a WWE guy as a kid, so it will always be The Undertaker. But when Sting became the Crow Sting, I think you'd have to be crazy not to say that was one of the best. You know, that's what I kind of think WWE should do with Bray Wyatt now. Use the Sting method. Less is more. Make people keep questioning and make people keep guessing. But yes, deep down, I would always be an Undertaker guy. But that's just the way it is. Who are your inspirations or role models? It depends on how you look at it. I mean, you know, role models is inspirations is a better word. I mean, people that have inspired me in my life. James Hetfield inspired me. He inspired me to pick up a guitar. He inspired me to start a band. Triple H inspired me. He inspired me to go to the gym. My dad inspired me. My dad used to do filming work when that was his job. He was a broadcaster, so that inspired me to get into broadcasting, which is essentially what we're doing now, although in a very 2019 way. What else do I like? I'm trying to think of things that got me into other things. But yeah, I mean, The Rock inspired me in some ways, you know, in terms of just smashing life. So there's loads of different things that, you know, made me feel passionate. and go after things. Mr. J Ren 63 in the super chat. I have 2 questions, if that's okay. Of course it is. Who is the best and worst WWE champion for the past decade? Same question for actors. I love your stuff. Thank you. The best champion of the past decade is probably CM Punk. Although defined best champion. In terms of a championship reign I believed in, yeah, CM Punk. In terms of champions that actually made a difference, probably John Cena. But from my personal point of view, I love that CM Punk reign. I just thought it was so nice to see somebody fresh on top. When Brock Lesnar was in his pomp before we got all the issues, I thought Brock Lesnar as champ was incredible. When Brock Lesnar won the championship at SummerSlam 2014 against John Cena, oh man, do I love that match. And do I love that story. And did I utterly believe in Brock Lesnar 100%, even though I was clearly an adult man. Worst champion is too negative for me, but you have asked the question, so I would probably say Jinder Mahal. It's not Jinder Mahal's fault. It's impossible to believe someone going that quickly from 0 to 100. You can tell that story, but I think you need to prep it a bit better, and they didn't. They just made a call because they wanted to, try and progress into India. Same question for actors. Well, the best actor of the last 10 years for me is Christian Bale. I think we're just out of the sphere now, but we're still within it kind of, because he was Batman, right? And you have no idea how much I love those movies. I know some people didn't like him and they hated the Bat voice, but for me, just incredible, like genuinely incredible. In terms of worst actors, that's a great question, because I wouldn't watch anything that had a worst actor in it. Worst actors. I'm going to have to Google it to get some ideas. Worst actors of the 2000s. That will do, right? Ashton Kutcher, that's a bit unfair. These are all really unfair. Ryan Reynolds, he's all right. Charlie Sheen? Nah, Charlie Sheen will do. Charlie Sheen, because he's nuts. It's a hard question. That's a hard question. Where am I going? Yep, we've done that one. Here we are. Elijah Muhammad in the super chat. Hey, Simon, I'm a big fan of your React channel, and coincidentally, I'm a musician myself. My question is, have you ever considered listening to fan-submitted music, asking for a friend? Well, we do it where... because we don't make any money from Rock Reacts, in case you're interested, because everything gets copyright claimed. So we do offer a service, I guess, for lack of a better term, where you can pay to have your song reacted. That was just a way to try and make it financially viable, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to continue it, because, we need to make money from it. Otherwise we need to use our time to do other things. But, I mean, we would like to look into doing it for fan-submitted pieces. Yes, I think we want to do an idea where we just do a big video, maybe a live stream, and we do just react to fan stuff. So, yeah, hopefully soon. And if you're a musician yourself or your mate's a musician, man, get in touch. I think all the links are on the Rock React videos, and maybe we can sort something out. It's always worth a conversation. So yeah, please do drop us a line. Daniel Maloney. Oh no, your comment just vanished. Sorry, I can get it back. What games have you been playing as of late, Simon? Do you know what, man? I'm so behind on my video game playing because nothing has come out that's really grabbed me, which kind of sucks, right? I'm looking forward to Gears 5. Hope they do something different with it. I think it's time. But no, there's not a lot to report on the video game front. I play Mario Tennis a lot, and I am looking for... I want a serious... It doesn't matter, as long as I can play on my PS4, Xbox One, or Switch. I'm looking for a serious tennis game and a serious golfing game. Not the Golf Club 2 or the Golf Club 2019. I read about it. It's not my shtick. And people say that Rory McIlroy, the EA game from a few years ago, sucks. So if there is a golf serious game, please let me know, and I'd like a serious tennis game, as long as I can play it on my PS4 and Xbox One. Virtua Tennis or Topspin would be ideal, but I don't know if they're on either of those consoles. But no, man, I need more games. I find gamings are a little bit stale for me at the moment. Nothing is really clicking with me, which is my issue. I'm not saying games aren't exciting, there are. I just want things that are a little bit more unique. Also, I followed you since your Video Gamer TV days. Thank you for years of entertaining gaming and wrestling content. Well, that is very kind, man. Because that now feels like a different life, to the point there are things I did there that people don't understand because there's no connection. So thank you, Dan. That's really nice. Thank you for sticking with me for this amount of time. I imagine, much like myself, you've been through a lot, and I probably confused you massively. But thank you. Chicken Salad. You should do another Read Crazy Comments video. We are going to do that. I asked people in the community tab what kind of video they'd like for 70,000. Most people said they want a React video for the comments. So I will start going through comments, and I'll find the worst ones. Don't go and leave ridiculous comments. It's always easy to tell when a comment is fake. But yeah, we will do that soon. Probably next week, I would imagine. And I do like doing those. So yeah, you can look forward to that soon. I saw another one. Jacob Donnelly. Hey, Simon. Hey, Jacob. What's your favorite horror movie? Well, I'm not a big fan of horror movies because I'm a big scaredy cat. And you know what? My knowledge of horror movies is so bad, I'll have to look it up. I know what my favorite horror game is. It is the one I've now forgotten on the PlayStation 4. What's the hell it's called? The narrative one. Oh, my brain is so bad when I'm doing these things. You know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't call any of these my favorite. I thought The Cabin in the Woods was very, very clever. I like the twist. Get Out, I thought, was amazing. I know it only came out a couple of years ago, but I think that's such a well-directed film, and it has so much you can talk about for days, and the layers and the depth and all those little things. I thought the Paranormal Activity concept was good. I thought Blair Witch Project wasn't scary, which surprised me. I went into that film going, this is going to terrify me, and it didn't. I was like, oh, that's a shame. I'm basically just looking at a list, by the way, in case you're wondering what I'm looking at. Silence of the Lambs, I wouldn't really classify as a horror movie, but it is damn scary, so I guess, that kind of sums it up. The Ring always got me because I'm an idiot and don't like jump scares. Annabelle, that came out 5 years ago. The sequel just came out. Oddly good movie, I thought. I thought that was good. The Fly, there it is, done. I knew this would help Google. The Fly. The Fly is the worst movie ever. The Fly is the worst movie ever. I mean, it just kills me. Marukomu, Malcolm, Pygmalion, I hope I got that right in the super chat. Will you react to my album, Simon? Well, like I said to my other friend, get in touch with Rock Reacts, and if we can sort something out, we absolutely will look into it, and we do want to try and offer that kind of opportunity. We just need to figure it out, and so much stuff is always going on. We're always a little bit behind, but yes, if we can, we will. QPR forever in the super chat. I went from a 41 to 30-inch waist in a year. Proud. Well, I'm proud of you too, man. Hopefully your football team does better this year. That's a joke. I'm only winding you up. That's amazing. That is 9 inches down. That takes dedication. That takes motivation. And it just takes some amazing willpower. So fair play, my friend. I respect that. I respect anyone that dedicates themselves to a goal and achieves it. I hope it's made you feel better. I hope it's made you feel happier. You absolutely should feel proud. So good on you. That kind of stuff doesn't just happen overnight. Clearly, as you've just said. So absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Genuinely. Someone asked when my birthday is. We don't need to talk about that. Not a big birthday fan. We'll just say that instead. Favorite Star Wars movie? It's really boring. It's Empire Strikes Back. I think it's great. Big fan of a Force Awakens as well. I know it's a pastiche, but who cares? Is there any other sport other than weightlifting that you would love to try? Probably not these days, just because my knees hurt from wrestling and lifting weights. But in my younger years, I was an avid football player, or soccer, if you're watching although I did play American football too, actually. I played American football throughout university. I played football in my days before that. I used to be a backstroker. Is that the right thing? That sounds weird. I mean, like a swimmer. I used to do backstroke for my county when I was really young. That was like pre-15. I played cricket. Never really a big cricket fan, but I played it. Did I do anything else? I don't think so. I played rugby as well. They were all my sports. But yeah, in my older days, I'm happy to go to the gym. And I'm happy to wrestle. They're the two things that I want to focus on. So, yeah. It's... I mean, I will go out and play badminton or something, right? Quite like badminton. Messi or Ronaldo? Good question. Do you know it's Ronaldo? And I don't know why. Because he's a much more controversial figure, obviously. We're looking at the skill here. I think I find Ronaldo more explosive, and I think I like that from my football players. But I also think it's a ridiculous argument because they're both amazing. I mean, Messi is clearly one of the best football players we've ever seen in the history of the world. Michael Kennedy in Super Chat. What's your dream lineup for a festival? #YFest. Oh, I like it. It sounds good. We'll do that. I always think about doing a live podcast, by the way, that I could probably call YFest. But I'm worried nobody would come, and then I'd be embarrassed. But I always think about it. My dream lineup for a festival is totally obvious, right? Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Motorhead somehow. It's my dream, right? So Lemmy can come back. Symphony X. Who else? Travis Scott I'd like to see. Eminem. Jay-Z. Joyner Lucas. Who else? Where's my phone? I just have to get up. I just get all my favorite bands. Slipknot. Oh, man, absolutely Slipknot. Heart of a Coward. They go on there. We've done Metallica, obviously. The Beach Boys. Smash the Beach Boys on that card. I love the Beach Boys. Best harmonies ever. Alter Bridge. Oh man, System of a Down. Oh, I didn't mention System of a Down earlier. My word, do I love System of a Down. Killswitch Engage, that would work. Kanye West is the best and the worst and the worst festival ever. Architects, that's the band I was thinking about earlier as well. That's probably enough. I'll give you one more. Oh no, we're done. Alter Bridge, I didn't say them, did I? And Creed, to wind people up. It's a joke. I don't want Creed there. Creed are just Alter Bridge anyway. Long story. Shahab Ahmed just put some money in the super chat. Always appreciate that. Always appreciate the support. Jacob Donnelly is back, my man. Super chat. Are you still on the MCU train and excited for the next phase? And have you seen Spider-Man Far From Home? I haven't. The problem is, I will watch it eventually. I will get into phase 4. But I thought Endgame was so good and such a great way to finish the story. I kind of felt like I needed to get off the train for a while, as you've said. It's a bit like when WCW died, and so many people thought, I'm just going to take a break. That's kind of what happened with me with the MCU. I'll catch up with Spider-Man soon. Everyone says it's a really fun film, and I just saw that Thor 4's gone into development. I love those Thor movies. So I will get back into it. But yeah, genuinely having a break from the Marvel films right now. And hoping the DC one gets better. Wonder Woman comes out early next year. Wonder Woman is the best DC film they've done, so hopefully we can continue that out. Fingers crossed. Can you see Big E as a world champion? Well, not only have I always thought that, but I thought his interactions this week have proven that. Everything he did on Sunday with Daniel Bryan, and then everything he did with Braun Strowman on Raw, absolutely. I think Big E's got it in him. Jeff Raidmaker in the super chat. If given the opportunity, would you be interested in being part of and possibly do a podcast at StarCast? I mean, if I could sort out all the travel and the expenses, of course, I would love to do that. I know What Culture did one at Double or Nothing, and I couldn't go because I had a wrestling booking, and you always stick to your bookings. But it sounded like a great time. I know they loved it, so I'd love to be a part of that. It would put a massive smile on my face. I don't think it's going to happen at All Out, because All Out's like in 5 weeks' time, but maybe at one in the future. Me and the What Culture guys do know Conrad. We do discuss these things. Really nice guy. So yeah, if the opportunity is there and it works for everybody, like I say, I never say no to opportunities, ever. Even ones that scare me. And a lot do scare me, but I always say yes because you never know what other doors they're going to open. And I love to challenge myself. I love to be in a position where I'm about to do something and 2 minutes before I have crippling fear because it means I'm doing something that's challenging myself. And I love that. Stephen the Last in the super chat. Who is your dream opponent and tag team partner? Right now, my dream opponent would be Triple H. I know it's dull, but out of everybody that I loved as a kid, he's the one that's still active, quote unquote. And you hear wrestlers say about this, I think if you looked across a ring, which I've done now a few times, and it's the greatest feeling ever, and you saw Triple H looking back, I think you'd be like, isn't life amazing? I don't think it's ever going to happen, because I'm 99% sure WWE hate What Culture, but hey-ho, that's life. My tag team partner, in terms of people that are active right now, would be Rusev. Absolutely, for the same reason. I know I go, or Samoa Joe, I know I go overboard with both those guys, but I love them, I love their work, I love what they do, and I enjoy watching them. And so to tag, it'd be the same moment. You'd be like, here's this guy that I've talked about in ups and downs for ages, and now I get to tag him in and do my moves, and he's doing his moves, and we're doing double suplexes. You'd be happy forever. Undead FB Jew, when Slipknot comes to the UK, will you see them? Absolutely, my friend, and I want that new album more than anything. I cannot wait. I love Slipknot. I think Slipknot's debut album is one of the best debut albums ever. Because if I describe what Slipknot were to you, and you've never heard an album, and you hear that first album, it completely sums up what they're all about. I think they're amazing. How do you push through that fear? Somebody asked when we were mentioning it earlier. You just do it. One of the best quotes I've ever heard is a book I read. It's called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And that spoke volumes to me. I was like, because fear is real, but it's not an obstacle. It's not a wall. Even if you're scared of something, you can still make yourself do it. You just have to push yourself into it. And I just do. And I get scared, man. But I think fear is good. Fear makes you feel alive. And I'm not saying that I'm going to jump out of a helicopter like I would never do a bungee jump. Too scary. But it's a different kind of fear. Chris Ray in the super chat. Hey, Simon, greetings from Oregon. I love it when people are miles away. Gets me excited. I love all your videos. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. If you could move any wrestler from one promotion to another, who would you send where? Well, in terms of what I want, Rusev to AEW. Because AEW would actually use Rusev and then I could enjoy him again. But in terms of someone that I think would send shockwaves through everything, I would probably move Brock Lesnar to AEW. Because I do think there's a slight chance he would do it if you offered him enough money. But also, the amount of content you could make off that would be incredible. And wrestling fans would be talking about it and they wouldn't be able to believe it. It would be one of those stories that you just, again, you talk about it for weeks. And it would make a huge difference too. And it would be a proper shot across WWE's bow. Not that I want a war like that, but as a fan, it is exciting when people do that. So yeah, if I could choose for me, Rusev, if I could choose for the fallout of the internet and social media joy, Goldberg. Brain. My dad. Hi, Dad. Brock Lesnar. Lee Crockford in the super chat. What do you think is the greatest and the worst finisher? Well, the greatest finisher is the stunner, for the reasons we all know. You can hit it out of nowhere. In terms of a more niche one, I used to love the Rikishi driver, which got banned. It's when Rikishi used to hold someone above there and just pile drive them into the mat, but he pile drive them from the side. I always enjoyed that move. In terms of a worst finisher, I would have said the F5 before I tried to do a Death Valley driver, and I realized, oh wait, this is really hard. And knowing that Cena had done it on massive guys, I was like, I made a mistake. But you got to admit it. I never really like a Crossroads or a Sister Abigail. I only think it actually gets hit well like 50% of the time. But that's not the worst finisher though. That's too much. I don't know what the worst finisher is. Because you could say the Mandible Claw, but they got it over, didn't they? And they made you believe. So that's not the worst finisher either. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know if there is such thing as a worst finisher. As long as I believe in it. Like the cross-face chicken wing should suck, but it doesn't. Because Marty's girl got it over. Yeah. Shahab Ahmed in the super chat. Hi Simon, can you please do a video about self-control, self-discipline? Your story about quitting alcohol tells me you have good self-discipline. Yeah, we can absolutely do that. We haven't done an old school vlog video like that for a while. Maybe we can do that. I mean, to try and sum it up here, I think, some people just have innate things built into them. And my thing is, if I really, really want something, I just do it. And that's just because it must be a genetical thing, or it must be a nature versus nurture thing. It just may be built into my brain. So I wanted to be a wrestler. I went. I wanted to give up alcohol. I did. I only have food that I want, quote unquote. Oh, my PC is running out of juice. Hang on. Let's plug it in. I didn't know that. I thought I charged it. Most people will always hit the be right back. We don't hit be right back here. We keep on going, and we just make a fuss. If I really, really want something. Oh, sorry. So what I was going to say is I only have one cheat meal a week, and I'll eat a really clean, healthy diet in the week. It kind of helps because I love the gym, and I know that is one and the same. But I'll do that video. Done. Fodbold logo cup. Oh gosh, there you go. Super chat. Who is your most hated wrestler who is in WWE right now? Shane McMahon, I guess. And again, I've said this before. It's not Shane McMahon. He's just overused. And this would happen with anybody. But yes, probably Shane McMahon. What's your favorite show to do ups and downs about? AEW, WWE, etc. Raw is my favorite one. Because Raw is 3 hours. And that means you have loads of segments. And they try a load of bizarre stuff. And they get a bunch of people on the roster. And strange things always happen. Which means the weirder they are, the weirder I can be on ups and downs. So yeah, Raw is always my favorite. But a little secret, I love doing ups and downs for everything. I love that show. I didn't create it. What Culture were doing it before I joined, but I took it over quite early on, and I'm flipping proud of it. And I'll be proud of it for a long time. And thank you to everybody that watches each and every week. I eat my own ass. In the super chat I will put out. That is not what I'm saying. Which rapper makes you think the most on Rock Reacts? Makes me think the most. Well, Kendrick Lamar does, but mostly as I'm trying to figure it out. In terms of, actually, this is a weird one. In terms of who actually speaks to me, and I go away and I think to myself, oh man, it's NF. Now, NF is not the most in-depth rapper ever, but because he sings about things that are so close to my way of thinking or my own experiences, not specifically, but indirectly, yeah, he always makes me go away and I listen to his stuff and I contemplate it. So yeah, it would be NF. Which is weird, right? We've done a few tracks of his, but I really like him. Christian Cardenas in the super chat. Much love from VTA, California. Is that Canada? It must be Canada. Where's VTA? Virginia? I don't know where VTA is. I'm going to type this into Google. I know I should know. But surely if I type in VTA CA, I would say it's Canada, right? Am I right? It says Santa Clara. Is it Santa Clara? I should probably know this. I don't know this. I'm an idiot. Anyway, congrats on the 70,000. Thank you, Christian. It is quite crazy. 70,000 thing on this stupid YouTube channel I've been doing for so long. Simon, as a kid, I always wanted to wrestle but got beat up and ended epileptic. Please, can I be your manager one match to fulfill a dream? Well, look, man, if we can make it work, absolutely. I think more importantly, I hope that you're okay. It doesn't sound like a very fun thing to go to, but hopefully you grew from it. And that's a weird thing to say, but that's what I always like to take away from life. Have you heard of Hopspin? Yes, we reacted to him on Rock Reacts. We did... Was it called Insane Mind or whatever it was, number 4? I liked him a lot. I thought he was really fun. I thought he was really, really, really fun. Have you read any of Corey Taylor's books? No, I haven't, I don't even think I knew that he did books. I know that he's involved in a lot. And I know that he's kind of here, there, and everywhere. But no, the only thing I don't like when Corey Taylor breaks people's phones at gigs. I think if you pay a ticket for a gig, I understand why it can be deemed as disrespectful, and you can think that, but you're still allowed to do whatever you want. If you paid your ticket for it, you do whatever you want. You are genuinely allowed to do whatever you want. Jacob Donnelly in the super chat. What's been the most confusing booking decision you've seen in WWE this year, besides the booking of Shane McMahon, of course? The Kabuki Warriors. genuinely, why would you take Asuka and Kairi Sane when you need singles women's wrestlers to bolster that division after Ronda Rousey left and put them in a tag team you never use and then team them with Paige? It's just, I only really realised this week. You could be doing Asuka versus Becky Lynch at SummerSlam with an already built-in program. You could be showing you could have built Kairi Sane for the last 6 weeks, and by now, if you let her go, so many people would understand why she's so good. It doesn't make any sense. It's such a shame, and it's such a waste of amazing talent. But look, as long as they're happy, that's all that matters. I don't say this very often, but it's true. Wrestlers are living their dream. I bet most of them are pretty happy. I'm sure creatively they can be frustrated, but it's still an incredible gig to have, and I think they're all inspirations, going back to what we were talking earlier. Have you been watching the G1? I watch it. I watch the matches I want to watch. So I watched John Moxley versus Jeff Cobb. I watched Ibushi versus Will Ospreay. I watched Juice Robinson. I can't remember who he took on. I've watched about 8 to 10 matches so far, but then I'll read the rest because unfortunately, I don't have time in the day to watch as much content as New Japan put out, but they are amazing. When are you coming to Canada? As soon as somebody books me, I'd be there tomorrow. Simon, I could be your tag team partner. Get them Defiant tag belts. Just do it, brother. We got to be booked to win the tag belts. It's not a shoot. But yeah, we can do it. Did you watch England win the Cricket World Cup last weekend? I did. And the whole time I was watching it going, people are going to feel so disappointed when they go and watch the Ashes in a couple of months and realise it's nothing like this cricket. It's not this exciting. Didn't know what a super over was. And it felt like it had been booked by Vince McMahon, didn't it? It really, really did. What other sports other than wrestling do you watch? I'm a big football fan. I'm an Arsenal fan. Do some work for Arsenal as well. I'm back on there in a couple of weeks. Arsenal Live Nation TV. Check it out. I know you'll all go crazy now. I understand how it works. The majesty of fandom. What else do I watch? Yeah, big football guy. I like American football, although I have fallen out with it a bit. I like baseball, surprisingly. And I'll always watch a big tennis event. And golf as well. The Open started today. Love golf. Don't know why. I don't follow it like month to month. But Opens or majors, I love them. Genuinely love golf. It's one of my favourite sports. Do I walk with Elias? Not as much as I used to. Elias feels a little bit lost, but I was a big fan of him. Can you remember who your first wrestling match was? Mine was Earthquake versus Hogan. Yeah, mine was Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect. That was the match. It wasn't a SummerSlam match. It was a different one. But I remember Mr. Perfect's yellow singlet at the time. So, what super fight would you want to see in UFC? Well, John Jones versus Brock Lesnar right now. I'd take Cormier versus Lesnar too. But Cormier versus John Jones too. Or Cormier versus Lesnar. Either would be amazing. But I worry that John Jones would beat Cormier again. And I love Daniel Cormier. And I never want to see him lose again. Did you ever play Disney's The Lion King for Sega, and did you beat it? That's a great question. We don't talk about Disney's Lion King, because when we do, we have to get into the whole SNES versus Mega Drive debate, or the Sega version. I only played it on SNES, and depending on who you are, you think that's a bad thing, because they made 2 different games. So we don't get into it. I watched the Wimbledon final over the cricket final. Not a bad decision there. No, they were both good. It was an amazing day of sport. And obviously Lewis Hamilton won the F1, which was also cool. If you could wrestle Sting, Macho Man, or Hulk Hogan, who would you choose? Macho Man, Randy Savage. I was a huge Macho Man, Randy Savage as a kid. I absolutely loved it. Who's your favourite UK rapper? Dave, I think. Probably, I say. I'm not very too well versed, but I would say Dave. I really, really like Dave. Or does Stormzy count as a rapper? Not really. Dave or Stormzy? How long do you see Lesnar holding the title for? I don't know. He could lose it at SummerSlam. I doubt it. I don't think he'll hold it as long as WrestleMania. I don't know. The first episode of Fox, SmackDown on Fox. There you go. I'll do that one. DX or NWO? Do you know I was a bigger NWO fan? Which is weird because I was a WWE guy, but I preferred the NWO. Favorite finishing move and why? Stone Cold Stunner. Nice and easy. You can hit it from anywhere. If Bray takes on Finn at SummerSlam and wins, who should he feud with next? Whoever is the damn world champion on either brand. Have him win the belt. It's nice and simple. Favorite memory or moment ever? Well, the most recent one is debuting as a wrestler. I don't think that feeling will ever be topped. It will be matched in different ways. But for that one specific thing, it will be up there. J. Cole or Kendrick? It would actually be J. Cole. I think Kendrick is too good for my brain, if I'm completely honest. Not saying that J. Cole isn't, but J. Cole is a little bit more accessible. So, I would say that. Any plans for heavy metal bands listening to rap videos? I don't know what that means. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Did you ever finish Red Dead Redemption 2? No, it's way too long. It was way too long, and there was too much downtime. I need games that are a bit quick fire, bam, 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 and we didn't get that. Would you like to see The Rock return? Not really. I think that's part of the problem now is that we didn't build stars back in the days. The last thing we want to do is bring back those guys. SSJ Daiko in the super chat. Hello, SSJ. Thank you for watching. When are you going to react to KOD? Soon. I know I'm delayed. The J. Cole series is just a very drawn-out series, but I promise the next time a reaction video that goes up, it'll be KOD. I promise. Are you going to react to Rich Brian's new album? We can do. If I have time, absolutely. I'll look into it. I promise you that. What moves do you want to incorporate into your matches more? Well, I have decided to start using the spear, so I've been working on that. I've also started working in over-the-head belly-to-belly suplex. I enjoy that a lot. I now do the Farouk spine buster, as I call it, the one when you push him up and you slam him down. I've also got one at the moment where I give somebody an up and over, which is when you run into the corner flag, they come after you, and you like do I don't even know what you call it, an athletic move over the top, and then I German suplex them. I've been working on it. It looks quite good. So yeah, my moveset is slowly coming together, and that excites me. Dalton B and Super Chat. If you could pick any song for Johnny to remix, what would it be? Oh man, One by Metallica. Can you imagine him rapping over that bit in the middle? If I do it, everyone get in touch with Joyner Lucas and tell him to do a rap hip-hop remix of One by Metallica. And they'd love that too. They love that shit. They love it. Lee Crockford in the super chat. RKO or Diamond Cutter? Do you know what the RKO? Diamond Dallas Page did some amazing ones, but Randy Orton has done better ones. Probably just through longevity because he's been doing it longer. But when Randy Orton hits a good RKO, it's one of the best moments in wrestling. That one at WrestleMania 31 on Seth Rollins is all-time fire. Fodbold Logo Cup in the super chat. Whoops. Are you watching all WWE shows live? Because I'm in Denmark and sometimes I fall asleep because it's hard to stay up and watch Raw and SmackDown from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. No. If I'm up, I may watch the first hour, but my usual routine is on a Monday. I get up about 5, half 5, and a little bit later on SmackDown because it's shorter. But no, I'm usually up by about 5:30 a.m. on a day that I've got to review a show. And some days I'll stay up, depending on how I feel. But no, I don't. I'm like you, man. I'm old. Not you're old, but I would fall asleep too. So yeah, I just get up. Nice and easy. It's just it's a lot simpler last that. Right, we'll do 3 more minutes and then we'll draw this to a close, and I will let you enjoy your evenings. And thank you very much for joining me. Natural disasters or nasty boys? Natural disasters every time, man. You can't get into the nasty boys. Sags and what's the other guy called? It's Jerry Sags. Knobs, right? Knobs and Sags. There we go, brain. Yeah, no, natural disaster. Earthquake and typhoon. The best. How would you feel about the Fiend beating the Demon? Well, I don't think we need to beat the Demon. I think you can hold that down the line, especially if Finn Balor's going away. Because, just if Bray Wyatt destroys Finn Balor in a minute, that would be fine. So I think they may do it, but I don't think we need to do it now. We don't need to rush. Finn Balor will be back, so we should protect it if we can. Are you planning on wrestling more in the Southwest in due time? I'm not very good with my locations. If you mean, I know it's not Southwest, but I am wrestling in London. I am wrestling in Ivor, which is near Slough. I am wrestling in Portsmouth, Southampton. So I am wrestling in accessible locations. So I guess the answer is yes. I've got a lot of Southern bookings coming up, which is nice. What are your thoughts on the talent of Leo Rush? I think he's very good. I think it's a shame he fell out with management. I thought him and Bobby Lashley were great, and I think he'd have a bright future. Fodbold Logo Cup in the super chat. Does that include pay-per-views too, not staying up? It all depends. But yeah, with the pay-per-view, so Extreme Rules, for example, was Sunday, and yeah, I woke up at 5 o'clock. I start watching at 5:30, and then I'm done by 7:30. I'm done by 10:30, and then that gives me sort of a couple of hours to sort it out. So yeah, but sometimes I stay up. It all depends how I feel. Actually, for pay-per-views, I'm probably up just before 5, so like 4:55 or something. I just find if I have a proper sleep rather than interrupted sleep, I feel better. And when you're trying to come up with, skits, gags and skits, it's just better. I just don't go on the internet, and then nobody can influence my opinion. Then I get it done, and then I go on it. Randy or Kofi at SummerSlam? I kind of want Randy Orton to win, and I don't know why. It's weird. Can we expect you to be doing a Hurricane Rana in the future? Absolutely not. Never, ever, ever, ever bet on that. It won't happen. Is The Fiend what Sister Abigail was going to be? No, Sister Abigail was going to be the worst creation of all time. What kind of music would you make if you ever did? I do make music, my friends. MG and the Juggernaut, the stupidest named band ever. That's my metal band. You can listen to it right now. All the Rich and Perry who are in the band are amazing. It's me that I struggle with. I suck. But there's some songs out there that I love, and there are some songs out that I know we could do better at. But they're out there, and I'm proud of it all. So MG and the Duggernaut. Dream match: Adam Bomb versus Repo Man. I love Adam Bomb, and I love Repo Man, so I would be all right with it. Are you going to the first Arsenal home game? No, I don't think. I don't get to go as much as I want, but I will be going to some games, and I'll be covering them as well. So I look forward to that. Favorite Friends character? It's the late 90s. I know, Chandler. He was quite funny, right? We'll go with Chandler. Can we expect a suicide dive being added into your wrestling arsenal? I mean, one day I'll try it. Whether I'll be any good at it, I don't know. But yeah, I'd give it a go. Do you plan on changing your finisher? No, but it has been tweaked a bit, which you will see if you come see my wrestling matches. I'm always looking at ways to evolve. And on that note, that is how we will end. Thank you so much for joining me. More importantly, thank you so much for 70,000 subscribers. It is, it's crazy, to be completely honest, but I'm happy, I'm proud. Long may it continue. Hopefully we can make this thing blow up, and I just enjoy doing it. And I love What Culture, and I love everything that I do. Quick one. Michael Kennedy in the super chat. When are we getting the Simon Miller Funko Pop? The day they make that, I mean this, is the day that I will have made it in my eyes. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got about 20 to 25 Funko Pops. I love them. I don't know why. I only buy people that I really sort of have an affiliation with. But yeah, if I ever get one, I will do a backflip. Please do subscribe right now. Just hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Like the video, share the video. Again, if you want to support me on Patreon, you can. Patreon.com/SimonMiller316. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SimonMiller316. And again, the Goldberg photo of me looking like Goldberg as an old man is on my Instagram right now at SimonMiller316. And if you do want to check, just have a look at my wrestling merch. It's simonmiller.bigcartel.com. And if you want to buy something, great. If not, don't even worry about it. We'll be back tomorrow with a video, of course. Thank you so much, as always. And yeah, enjoy your evenings. I've now got to click all the buttons to say goodbye, but then I will say goodbye.